RTCAR is the revitalization of traditional Cherokee artisan resources. We are the first initiative of the Cherokee Preservation Foundation. We've been in existence now, it'll be 8 years in September. The RTCAR was formed due to the success, really, of the cultural preservation classes funded by the Cherokee Preservation Foundation, and to have, they were victims of their own success. So as their classes grew, the need for these resources grew. So they developed our initiative, the RTCAR initiative, to meet those needs. They had a lot of art programs and a lot of art classes, and at one point down to 2 double weave basket makers. And so they started these programs with the co-op to preserve the traditional arts. Well, once they started preserving the traditional arts, they realized that they were going to need a lot more materials. The materials have been limited for many years. We've seen accounts of the 1890s of people going out of state to actually get the materials they needed to do basketry and do some of these art projects. When we look at what being a part of the foundation, what it's allowed us to do, and we look at the benefits that have come out of it, you know, we've seen things like even specifically, we've seen the amount of river cane that's been available for Cherokee artists. When I did a little informal survey with a lot of the artists recently, and almost all of them said that in the last couple years, when they go out to get river cane, it's been with us and to go to places that we've secured. We see the increases that are coming down the line. We need to double the amount of river cane that's needed, but we're meeting about half the needed community right now, and that's been real progress. We feel good about that. When we look at some of our cultural preservation programs, working with the high school art classes, you know, when you see the first river cane basket come out of the high school since the 1960s, that really feels good. And you hear the pride that the students have in doing traditional arts. It's a piece of their identity, it's a piece of who they are as Cherokee youth. And that's, you know, that combination of both preserving the natural resources and the abilities to apply the natural resources in a traditional way, we really couldn't have done that without the foundation's support and having this initiative in the first place. One of the toughest challenges you come with of coming into a community like Cherokee, a Native American community, is really acceptance. It takes years for people first of all, people want to know that you're here for the long haul. They don't want to think that you're just coming in for a year. You know, they're sick of people coming in, fixing things, and going away in a year and seeing no lasting results. Part of what the foundation's allowed us to do is really maintain here. As an initiative, they've supported us for several years now, and allowing us to have that time to become established in the community, to become recognized in the community, and become recognized with staying power. If you try to do a program like ours in a year, you'll get nothing done. You're great with the outside community, you're great with the environmental community, you're great with, you know, the universities. They'll work with you in a year. They're used to that. But when you come into a community like Cherokee, you have to prove you're here for the long haul, and you're here to work with people, and you're not here to take things, because that's the perception. If you come in from the outside, you either want something or you're looking to pad your own resume. You want to find out who you are. And to find that out, you really need that staying power. And the foundation's been great at supporting us through all that time. We just had like a symposium where we brought in all our grantees, had them sit down and talk to us about what their work is, and just to allow us the space to bring these people together to share their ideas. You know, we've had people working with River Cane since we started, and some before we started, who've actually had agreements with the co-op. We have people we've been working with for a year. We bring them together in one room. they share ideas, they interact, and they understand from each other more than they would from outside sources.